Today's April 26th. It's 9:45 a.m. Myself, Investigator Norton, Investigator Josh Waits, and Correctional Officer St. Louis. Officer St. Louis, we got you in here today. We're just going to ask you to explain the events that happened on April 13th.
I think it was that day, yeah.
Between you and inmate Ford. If you can just briefly explain to us how you became in contact with him and then what happened from there.
Well, I was escorting an inmate to lockdown from Housing 8. Mm-hmm. After the inmate was, handcuffs were taken off him and they decided what room he was going to his cell, I heard a banging on the window, a loud banging. So I looked over. Inmate Ford got his uniform open. He's kicking the window, banging the window, saying, "You're a liar."
Talking to you?
Yeah. So I'm like, what you talking about? I said, first of all, button your uniform up. He's like, "Oh, get out of here." So I said, "Button your uniform up." He said, "Oh, you're a liar. I ain't doing shit." So I motioned for the control officer to open the section door. I said, "Hey, man, you need to button the uniform up." He said, "Oh, you're a liar." I told him, he was saying I was a liar because when he came in the intake, he was in state prison, so he was returning from prison.
When did he come in?
I think she came in the day before.
She's been here like
12,
2 days, maybe?
Yeah. And I was explaining to him that if I had a chance, since he was just coming for court, I'd send him to general population so we wouldn't have to overcrowd day one in orientation. But we were doing housing unit movements then. We was moving housing unit 2 to 5, 5 to 8, they was doing, so he wasn't able to be done. So I told him that, you full of shit. I said, "Hey, button your uniform up. You need to have your uniform buttoned up. This is how the policy is." "I ain't doing shit." "All right, if you don't do it, you're going to lose your free time." "Oh, man,
Was he out on free time?
Yes.
So he was in the section,
Yes.
not in his cell?
No, he's in the section.
Okay.
So I said, if you're not going to button up, you go back to your cell because you're going to lose your free time. He started walking back, got in front of his cell. He said, "You know something, I'm not going in." So I said, "If you're not going in, you're going to have to go to the hole because you know what I'm saying, you're not doing the orders." He said, "I'm not doing that either." So I motioned for the runner, Officer Feemster.
Where was he at?
He was in the catwalk area of the house unit around the town. So Officer Feemster came in, I explained to Officer Feemster what was going on. Officer Feemster said, "Are you going to, you know what I'm saying, abide by this officer's orders and put your hands behind your back because you're going to go to the hole if you're not going to go to your cell." He said, "I'm not doing shit. F y'all." So Officer Feemster grabbed his left arm, I grabbed his right arm. We took him down. He's right in front of his cell, 604. Our momentum, because I was using the leg sweep, fell on top. He continued to resist, had his fist clenched. I threw several elbows and knees to up here, upper shoulder part. I don't know what Feemster threw because he was on this side. I couldn't really see him.
Y'all got him handcuffed?
Well, I didn't handcuff him.
Who handcuffed him?
I was told, I didn't see it because they actually, I was up here and they said Officer Wyatt handcuffed him.
So, how did Officer Wyatt know y'all was in there?
I have no idea.
So
I think Officer Feemster called it out. I didn't hear it.
All right. So all of this is over a uniform, non-compliant inmate over a uniform. Do we do closed hand strikes and knee strikes on non-compliant inmates? Is that where we start at?
Well,
no.
Actually, we start off as officer presence. First, I tried to do verbal judo to get him in.
That didn't work?
That didn't work. It got him up to the cell. So I said, Officer Feemster, I got him over there. I said maybe officer presence would persuade him, to do what he wanted to do. But he didn't want to do that, and he was like, "If y'all," his hands started getting clenched, he started tensing up, he leaned up against the wall, the shower wall.
So y'all got him handcuffed. What did y'all do then?
Well, we escorted him out the section.
Where were y'all taking him to at this point?
Straight to the hole. Let's run on the opposite side, section 1.
All right. So his first choice was to button up and go in his cell, and that's what.
That was his first option.
That's what you and Officer Feemster was trying to get him to do.
No, that's what I was doing first.
All right, that's what you was trying to. Once you called Officer Feemster, y'all was going to take him straight to the.
Well, actually, we was going to be like, either go in your cell "Oh, you going to the hole?" And he said, "I'm not doing shit."
So then the decision was made he was going to the hole.
We told him to put his hands behind his back, and he said, "I'm not doing shit. I'm not doing that." He leaned up against the wall with his fist clenched. Shower wall's right here. His cell's right here.
Who walks him out of the cell?
Well, walked him out the section.
Yeah.
It was also, I believe it was also Feimster and myself.
So both of y'all are escorting him out. Did anything happen once y'all got out of the section?
Well, as we were walking with him, I can't walk. His body went limp. You know, like we wasn't gonna drag him, so we laid him right in front of section 1.
So both of y'all are escorting him out, and he does the inmate limp thing where they all do, and he just goes limp to give y'all extra. I guess make y'all work a little extra harder.
Yeah.
Y'all lay him down, then what happens? Does paramedic come down,
Well,
check on him, or what happens after
The
this?
supervisor came. 2 supervisors, Sergeant Love and Sergeant Barnes, and we explained to him what was going on. I don't know who handcuffed him because we left him there, and Sergeant Love took us into the slider to take pictures and photographs of us.
Was Officer White still there when
White?
y'all were escorting him out?
Yeah, he was still there.
He was still there?
It's probably easier to just show me. All right, so he's handcuffed, and y'all gonna escort him out of the section to another section.
Right.
And you call that middle area, it's the catwalk.
Catwalk.
Right? The area in the middle.
The hallway that goes around all the sections.
Catwalk.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so y'all are walking him from the section into the catwalk area. And who's walking him?
My fiance and myself.
Okay.
You on the left side,
How?
right side, or who's?
I had him on the left side,
Was he handcuffed in the front or the back?
the back.
The back. All right, how you walking him? Well, Sam, him. Okay, so you have him like this?
Yes.
And where's Feimster?
On the other side.
With the same
Yes.
type of hold?
Yes, sir.
So y'all got 100% control of this guy at this point.
Yes.
And
And then what does he do?
He just, when we had him like this and we got close to the section, he just
He just went limp?
went limp.
so how
Okay.
far? All right. How
So-
far from the cell? Where's his cell at in relation to the catwalk? Is he on top?
No, he's on the bottom, 604.
So y'all are walking him. Y'all have to
604.
walk him through the whole section.
Yeah, straight to the back.
So both of y'all are walking him through the whole section. Where's he go limp at?
In front of section 1.
So y'all,
We got him
outside.
out to section
In the
9.
catwalk.
In the catwalk.
So then he goes limp there, and then is that where the paramedics and everybody come down?
Well, actually, the paramedics, when I left, paramedics seen him downstairs. They were escorting him. I guess paramedic was busy or something, so they was going to meet the paramedic afterward.
All right. Your elbow strikes and your knee strikes, where were they at on him?
Well, my knee strikes was right here. Elbow strikes was up here.
The base of the spine,
No,
middle back.
shoulder.
Did anybody hit him in the face?
Well, he could have got hit in the face. He could have got hit in the face.
Which way was his head facing?
He was moving.
He
He was
doing
moving.
this?
He was moving like this.
So he could have got hit with
Yes.
the elbow or knee,
Not the knee.
not the knee,
Not
but
the
the
knee.
elbow.
Did he have any injuries?
He had a I don't know, a slight abrasion right here on his nose.
And was that from let's call it altercation 1?
Initial
where-
takedown.
Initial, and then the second being in the catwalk, where he went to the ground.
No, it wasn't the second.
All right, so it was the first one.
Had to been the first.
Those
one.
injuries.
Yes,
occurred.
because the second one we didn't drop him. We just laid him down.
Later. All right. Did y'all take the handcuffs off of him at the catwalk, or
No, I didn't.
did anybody?
I don't remember. I was taken out to the slider at that time.
Okay.
You wrote a statement
Yes, sir.
and you did a report.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me get your report out. Is it? This may be one of those questions. I told you I may ask you this other question.
Okay.
But this is, whose housing unit is this? Yours or Feimster's?
Officer Feimster's
Officer
and
Feimster.
Officer White's.
Officer White's. So it's their housing unit. So is it unusual for you to come in and try to make inmates enforce the rules down there?
No,
or
other
is that
officers-
something y'all always?
we always
if you
do
come
that.
in, you see something wrong, you can address that.
Exactly.
Gotcha. All right, this is your miscellaneous report.
Yes.
How come we didn't write anything in there about the escorting the inmate where he goes limp and he's still non-compliant? How come that's not in here? I mean,
I don't know. I did it over, and when I did it over, I think I put it in there.
because if he's still non-compliant, that would be something we would need to know.
Right.
I mean, he's still not following the orders y'all are giving him. Hey, come on, let's walk. We're going down this way. But that's not in here. So, and this is the one you submit for use of force.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be important to put on for use of force?
It depends on the supervisor.
So in this
depends
case, no.
I guess not, because normally they come back, they kick it back if anything, and have my corrections and say they ask me questions.
And then you wrote a written statement,
Yes, sir.
and you put it in the written statement.
I'm not sure.
Let's see. During the escort, inmate 4 let his body leave limp as he could not walk, and Moat 4 was laden. Front station officer kid took control of inmate 4. Okay.
Who's in the control tower?
Also, Lamar.
So, and you said it was
Officer Lamore.
Feimster and Wyatt?
Yeah,
There's
3
two down there? Oh, there
Yeah,
are 3 total.
3 total.
Officer Lamore's in the control tower.
Yes, sir.
She didn't do a report though, right? 'Cause I didn't see
I don't
anything
think
from
so.
her. Officer Lamore. She's control tower. Alright. Another question. Is this your shift or was you working mandatory overtime?
That was mandatory on time.
Did you come in late?
No, sir.
So you was here on time?
Yes, sir.
And that's, you finally, man, I got all these papers I gotta go through and I'll show you why I asked.
Should be the second page.
Cause this happened on the 13th, right?
Yes.
So if we look at here, they got you not even working, absent.
I don't know why they have that.
So,
Because I was in the infirmary.
let's see.
I think I was scheduled. I don't know if I was scheduled to work today or if I came in on my own. I don't know why they didn't. I was in the infirmary.
And they got also Lamore infirmary
moved her,
control.
right?
They moved her. Okay. Who fills this out?
It depends. It can be any sergeant. Probably Sergeant Nash.
Sergeant Nash. All right. Because that was just one of the things. If you was absent and what you doing and working and whatnot, and I didn't know if maybe you came in late or what, or overtime. But this is not your original shift, right?
No.
You're working overtime.
Yes, sir.
All right. Is there anything else you think we need to know?
Nothing besides
Did I ask all the questions?
the day before he actually had told Officer Filbert in intake that until we send him back to prison, he's gonna nut up every time he gets a chance.
Document.
TJC screened it.
What, how long is he supposed to be here now?
I don't know. He was here for as a witness testifying against somebody. So
Which prison did he come from? You know?
I'm not sure.
All right. I usually have people write statements, but you've already written a statement, so and pretty much when you've written a report, the only thing different from your statement and report is where you
The
add
body
it,
went limp.
where it went left. So if this is accurate,
Yes, sir.
I mean you wrote it here, but I'm gonna witness it, and you're
Okay.
gonna date it today's date,
Gotcha.
unless this is not accurate.
No, that's fine. That's
This
right.
is good.
Mhm.
Okay. Today is 26 at 9:59. All right, let me just sign the dotted line. You're on leave with pay or without pay?
With pay?
They tell you how long you was gonna be on leave?
No, sir.
Alright. I want you to slide your chair over here, and you're gonna walk me through this video
Okay.
on where his body goes in and what's going on. Okay, who's escorting him?
That's Phoenix,
Alright, where are you at?
right there.
Alright, so Feimster's escorting him. He's got 100% control.
Yeah, he has control.
Alright. You still got control here? What about here? Is that where his legs went up?
Yeah, you keep going.
His legs just gave out right there? Can you help me understand where his legs go out? I'm having a hard time seeing this.
This is right here, sir. You back up a little bit.
As you're forcing him down, that's where his legs go. As you're forcing him down.
Well, actually, I didn't. Well, yeah, it looked like I forced him down, but if I'd have forced him down like that, I'd have fell on top of him.
Why? If Feimster had control of them, and they're walking out, and Feimster looked like he had it,
Eventually, I
what did he say that made you run up and grab him?
don't remember.
I mean, it had to.
I know he was saying a lot of stuff, but I don't
'Cause-
actually remember what he was saying.
Because Feimster, you grabbed him from Feimster. Feimster didn't even look. Feimster just walking around, like, what the hell's going on?
I mean, we've all been there. We've been there. I've been there.
Mhm.
He's been there. People are going to say stuff to get you agitated.
Mhm.
And that's what he did.
He still went. He went limp, sir.
I mean, you can see him clearly turn around and say something to you,
Mhm.
and then you take control of it. What did he say to you to make you get agitated?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Did you just lose your temper?
Yeah, I was, pumped up.
So you just lost control in the heat of the moment?
For a second.
How long did it take you to gain your composure after you lost it?
As soon as I got him on the floor, I said, "That's it." And I got up, and you see, Officer Kid took off.
So you still gonna tell me his legs went up after watching this, or did you lose your temper?
I lost my temper. His legs went limp, though. It was. I had him like this. I was taking him to the section, and when he went down, I forced him down as he went down. Because I got his arms in the upright position, so I was pushing him, and when his legs went limp, I just went him down with him.
Now, it looks to me
Mhm.
that Feimster's got 100% control of this guy. I mean, it still looks like this guy's complying with
Right.
everything, and then he says something, and you lost your temper.
Mhm.
You know,
took him and you drug him to the ground. He didn't. His feet didn't go down. I mean, it's very important you're honest with us, because that's where no matter what people do,
All right. I drove him to the ground.
they can.
I drove him to the ground.
because there's a point where your arms can only go so far.
Right,
Well,
exactly.
And the body's natural reaction is to go forward,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't.
compensate for that.
Yeah, you lose your balance, and that's what happened here. So this is the most important part.
Right.
Okay, listen very carefully.
I'm listening.
We can go to the sheriff and explain,
Mm-hmm.
man, this guy is a constant problem. He was running off the mouth. He was, resisting with these officers. He said something. You lost your cool for 5 seconds. Took him to the ground. We can't go and say that the story is he went limp. You and Feimster were carrying him out. Obviously, that's not true.
Right.
All this stuff.
See,
So,
are you right?
so right now,
Because we're looking at it, it's an escort.
Mhm.
There's no strikes, there's no knees, and there's no elbows
Mhm.
at this incident, and that's all we're concerned with is this incident.
Right.
Everything else that happened, y'all documented, everything's good.
Mhm.
This wasn't documented. So, like you said, we can explain this to the sheriff, but we can't not go up there and the sheriff see this video and we say his legs went limp.
I got you. I got you.
Alright. So he frustrated you.
Yes, sir.
You done dealt with this guy 2 days.
Yes, sir.
He's just being defiant because he's a state inmate. We know how state inmates are when they come in. They're used to the state and they go by their rules and they think they're better than county and they don't have to follow the county rules, so they want to try to give you as much heartache and headache as they can. And it seems like he's still mouthing off here. So you don't remember what he said to you?
No, I don't remember.
So you lost your temper?
Yes, sir.
That's easier to explain, man. Because you know what?
But
Everybody here
right.
has been in that situation. Everybody. You know? And it's just what you do when faced with that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's always easier to tell the truth because we all understand, man. We've been there.
But I'm saying, I know I forced him down.
Yeah.
But his legs, like you said, you explained to me the arms go a certain way and then the legs will give out in.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that.
But I mean,
you know, I had him. And
there's a tipping point where
right, that's what I'm saying.
You know, you're going to go down. That's the whole reason for that escort.
Right.
You keep them off balance.
Mm-hmm.
No.
They can't fight. And then if they reach a certain point and they're still resisting, all you got to do is tip up a little more and they're going to go down.
Looking back at this, do you think Finster had control? He probably should have just kept control of him.
Yes, sir.
This whole incident right here would have been avoided at
Yes,
this
sir.
point. I mean, they mouth off at you. They mouth off at us every time we go down there. We don't even work in the jail, but they always say smart stuff to me and him. When we go
I
down
know
there.
they do.
You know, we go in the book and they mouthing off at us. So, you know, we know that's what they do. They try to push your buttons. But
From a training standpoint, what could you do differently next time?
Next time, first thing, next time, when I encountered him, I should have just stepped out the section, called for non-compliant, or called my supervisor.
In a situation where you're the primary officer,
Right.
you're having to deal with them, you know, and that frustration level's a little higher because you're the one having to deal with them. You know, you did the right thing. Feemster's walking out with him. He doesn't have that frustration level because he wasn't the one
Right.
to encounter. So next time, you know, you think just let the secondary officer escort
Let the
him out.
secondary officer, yes,
all right,
definitely.
on your report, all right, help me through this process too. On a, man, I haven't worked in a jail in 12 years, so I know things have changed. This guy's infraction was for uniform initially.
And banging on the window.
And banging on the window. Okay. Is there a process? Is there due process where this guy gets a hearing or whatever, or can you make the decision to go ahead and take him and do?
You know, I can take his free time.
You take his free time.
Yes.
Okay.
And then if he becomes non-compliant with not taking his free time, then he's automatically going to the hole.
All right. And who decides how much time he gets in the hole?
Well, it's the hearing officer. We put stuff on there, and the hearing officer goes over it and said, if this is maybe this infraction, it's not good, and they'll cross it out and change it.
But see, it says right here, it says inmate 4, and I guess you wrote this. Inmate 4 would be days of disciplinary segregation, be housed in housing unit 2, something, and placed on 30 days disciplinary segregation.
Yes, sir.
So who you came up with that number, or
Yes,
or is there a hearing officer?
Well, I came up with that number.
And then
It's a number
reviewed?
for infractions. Yes, it's reviewed.
And
It's
is he-
reviewed by the supervisor and run with the hearing officer.
all right, was this number out of frustration? Is
No,
this
sir.
a fair number
That's a fair number.
for uniform, not being buttoned up and
No,
banging on
that's
the
not
window?
just for the uniform. That's for the non-compliant. Well, I forgot what the charge.
What's the ban of order?
It's not complying with officer orders, disruptive conduct, because he had all the other section riled up, and And there was another one. I'm not quite sure offhand.
But there's guidelines for each one?
Yes.
Okay. And then y'all, as the process, y'all can say, all right, you're going to the hole.
Right.
The technical terms, disciplinary segregation. Okay. So you can put them there, and then
Supervisor can oversee and take them out.
you recommend certain days based on the guidelines, and then supervisor either approves it or denies it, and the hearing officer approves it or denies it.
Yes, and then since he's back on, I guess, I don't know if it's witness, it looks like he has open charge.
Right.
So he gets a plea bargain. So it's cut down from 30 days to 21 days.
Right. So this happened on Friday,
Yes.
13th. When did you go on administrative leave? What day?
Not sure.
Did you come back to work any?
Yes.
Did you have any other contact with this inmate?
None.
No other dealings, anything else?
None.
Okay.
And he actually came in my work area, my post at one time. No words, nothing.
So he's not in the hole anymore, or segregation?
I'm not sure.
Well, if he came into your post.
They allowed him a visit. I was in intake.
So you still get visits while you're in segregation?
Well, that visit was approved by somebody higher than me.
Gotcha. Okay. Just if you're taking somebody's privilege, I don't see how they get visits.
Could it be a lawyer or something?
Maybe.
No. Actually, I was told it was his mother, and she was trying to see if she was all right, trying to
make her feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And it was in intake?
Yes. I don't know why they brought him down to intake. I don't know if she was handicapped or anything. Because that's when we bring the inmates down to intake for visits.
Gotcha.
If they have family members handicapped, so they have to walk down the hall.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. You got anything, Josh?
Just don't discuss it with anybody.
This is open investigation. I know there's you, Feemster, and Wyatt still out on leave, so very important. Did not call them. Did not try to talk to them. It's still open investigation. So if anybody calls you, want to know what we talked about, you can't talk about it.
I know.
Okay.
I got a question.
Yeah.
All right. How does this work with this? Because, like, you explained to me, and I understood it with the arm thing and everything, and it wasn't in one report, but it's in the other.
So how does
Well, I'll tell you, this case, we're just investigators. He's going to compile all the information together, including your statements, this interview, other people's statements, their interviews, the video. He's going to compile it all together, put it into one of those red folders, and turn it up to our sergeant. It goes to the lieutenant, then the captain, then the sheriff. The sheriff will review it and make a determination from there. If there is any discipline, it'll go to the assistant chief, Chief Sutherland, and if there's any discipline that needs to be done, he'll take care of that. If there is no discipline, then you get a letter. You're going to get a letter either way with the findings, and no discipline, you come right back to work, and everything's good to go.
I will give you a statement form because this is not as accurate as it should have been.
Yes.
So I'll give you a statement form, and all of this is fine. Where you made the contact, he was not compliant, didn't button his uniform, he's banging on the window. So all that's fine. You don't have to rewrite any of that.
Okay.
But where I want you to start is where
the escort
out.
Gotcha.
And obviously it wasn't you and Feemster.
I thought it was,
Feemster had control, escorted him out, and write that statement. That way I can staple it to this and it's a more accurate statement for this one. Okay.
So let me ask you one more thing.
Yeah.
My statement, should I take the limp out? Because I could put a limp and I force them down to the ground.
You be as honest and accurate. Honesty is the most important thing. I'm going to tell you right now. That the sheriff's main thing is honesty. Because if you ever lie or are untruthful, especially during an investigation like this, Anybody can come up here that's got $1 and do an open records request and get a copy of this file.
Right.
And if they see that you were untruthful, your integrity's out the window. You can't testify in court anymore. You can't. So it doesn't do any good for us.
We can't tell you what to write.
I know.
We wasn't there.
Exactly. I know this.
Well, we can see what you wrote here and watch the video and see it's not clear. It's not what you wrote. So like I said, just be honest. If he mouthed off at you, you lost your cool for 5 seconds. Just be honest about it, because you haven't done anything nobody else has done.
I gotta call this probation officer.
Right, because you can't leave the building, you can't get back in.
No.
All right, well, we're going to end this interview at 10:15 while Officer St. Louis writes his statement.